And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Namaskar and welcome once again. And today I have with me Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh answering our questions in our weekly show, that is this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh.
Namaskar everyone.
You know, Dr. Parikh, lot has been going on in this world from the past few days. So I want to start with President Bashar al-Assad government, which got toppled in Syria, and he is taking asylum in Russia. So I want you to just reflect back on his regime and what do you think is next?
I think his regime was very, though it was outwardly looking like a very stable, but it was not stable. And he was kind of, his father also, they ruled for 50 years, 50. And his father was a very autocrat dictator. And not only dictator, but they are from the Baath party. That's another sect of the Muslim there. And they're always favoring their sect of the religious subgroup of the Muslim people, families there. And they were not very nice to Christian, other Muslims, then also the people, those who are other religion. And always they were in a confrontation with the Israel and with the USA and so forth. And he was so bad as a dictator that he used chemical weapons on his own people. And there was thousands of people died because of the chemical weapons. And these are the people who try to rebel against him. So I think he was kind of not very good ruler, and I'm glad that at least he left. It was overtime for him to go.
So what do you think is next?
I think next will be, again, is very interesting, because next, whenever this kind of thing happens, next is unpredictable. And the people who are leading the rebels, they are part of the Al-Qaeda group. It means they are fanatic religious people. And their kind of vision is very tunnel vision, and they only see about, everything is according to their religion and their thing. So I think it will be very interesting. See, right now it sounds like they want to rule that country, Syria, as Turkey means, like Turkey means women has all the rights and women doesn't have to wear the hijab or all those things. So let's see what happens. And I think it's very important location of Syria. And Syria is actually, historically, I personally wanted to go to Syria to see the Syria, because Syria has a lot of history.
History, yes.
Yes, because the Ottoman Empire actually was there. Because Turkey, Syria is the same thing. It was divided by British and USA and Russian people and created this artificial countries. So I think Syria can be a very good country, and it's good for you. And I think our government should take advantage of this situation and be more friendly and more helpful to them.
So do you think US and its allies should work with the rebels on stabilizing Syria?
I think so, because right now there's no other options, right? USA never puts their own people there to run the show. So now these are the people who controls the thing, but they should help them, and they should, just like, even right now you probably may not know that USA is helping Taliban right now. Even though Taliban was supposed to be enemy of ours, and now is helping them because they want to make sure that Afghanistan remains stable. It's the same thing USA will do here too.
So, but what is like the risk of ISIS forces like getting stronger and becoming a bigger issue for the developed world?
Well, in order to prevent that, I think USA should involve very actively with them. And so USA has some leverage to not to happen what you are saying can happen.
Okay, so let's get into this sad murder of United Healthcare CEO. So looks like the alleged murderer, he comes from a very elite background, and I definitely would ask you to like cover the dimension behind his incident. So tell me, what causes someone to conduct this kind of a gruesome crime?
I think probably, of course, he was very frustrated. One of the family member or friends, someone has I'm guessing this thing. I had no idea what it is, but must have very bad health problem, and they must not have treated by this insurance company and did not denied probably all the coverage, and and that could be the trigger for this guy. And of course, even though he was genius, he's a well-educated person. He was a valedictorian in the school,
yes.
And then he was also did his graduate and graduate degree too.
Yes.
And he was coming from the good family. So all these things, but he must have, must be either a very strong believer of helping the people, other extreme kind of, and not being a practical, and he got something triggered it, and he did he did, and I don't think he did it for himself, because it looks like he did it as a general cause.
Yes.
And I think it is true that insurance companies, the way of denying the claims and not covering the claims and everything is very frustrating for everybody, including even doctors.
Right.
Because when we service the patients and patient insurance company doesn't pay us or give us the hard time, then it's very frustrating, because we already provided the services and we need to get our money back.
Yes.
So I think insurance company needs some, government has to look into that and make some changes, because right now I think what I heard that this most of the insurance company using artificial intelligence, they have to use artificial intelligence to make them more productive, but they are using artificial intelligence not to pay the insurance claims.
Okay.
So I think everything is going upside down there,
So, continuing with this theme, do you think the big corporations need to focus on maximizing like wealth for their shareholders, or do they need to do be better, serve with their communities?
No, the large corporation is always going to do better with their for their stockholders or
stakeholders.
Yes, stakeholder or their investors, because they are the profitable company. So even after being a profitable company, you don't need to do what other extreme means. You have to provide legitimate claims, reimbursement, and you have to make sure that people, when they are paying the premium, it's just like any other thing, like auto insurance, right? You pay premium every year, and when accident happens, they say we are not going to cover you. So it's frustrating thing. So this thing has to be kind of looked into that and a little more regulated, or it can ultimately eventually it goes to the one payer system, where what Canada has or Britain has, and that can be even sometimes it's worse, or but it's kind of against our capitalist system, and that's why we are not doing. But our capitalist system also should not be frustrating to the user of the system.
India group bringing a no confidence motion against the Vice President and the Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar. So, do you think has the working of Parliament become a joke with the constant confrontation, between the government and the opposition?
Well, the Parliament, the responsibility to run the Parliament is government's responsibility. And I remember Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj when she was opposition leader. And that time also this kind of hangama used to happen, and they say that it is not our responsibility being opposition, we have to raise the question, and we have to do the discussion for the good for the public. That's what their argument. and so, and it's a responsibility of the government that let it discussion happen. And here what's happening is probably their opposition wants to discuss certain issues and government doesn't let them issue, and the speaker is kind of looks kind of a little more partial, and that's why I think there's a this first time in the history of the Indian Parliament somebody is bringing the no confidence motion towards the speaker. The whole idea is true because it could be that probably that no confidence motion will not pass because they don't have numbers, opposition. But by having this motion, they have to now discuss whatever they want to discuss.
Okay.
Subject.
Okay.
And that is good for probably for the people of India to hear both sides of the both sides and every subject.
So now my last question to you, it's more local, and I'm sure you must have also been hearing, seeing, or even seen a drone flying in the night in New Jersey. And you know, federal agencies have they have put basically a no-fly zone over Trump's golf course and Picatinny Arsenal base. But we really haven't heard much what's going on. Why are they there? In fact, everybody is curious to know what's going on. So what do you think is going on?
Well, I don't know because it's very, very strange that this many drones are flying every day and authority is not saying anything. But I'm sure that authority knows about it, what's going on, who is doing it and why is doing it. So I think there is a mystery. And unless authority comes forward, government comes forward and tells us why it's happening or what is happening, I think we should ignore it and enjoy the entertainment of drones.
But don't you think for the safety reasons it's
No, but
scary?
I'm sure authority has eyes on them, So nothing, I don't think there's any, you have to worry about safety. Only thing you have to worry why this is happening. And I think there must be some good reason for that authority is not saying anything.
All right. Okay. So let's go to our rapid fire round, and you know the rules. Yes, no, and that's it. My first question is from Jaya from New Jersey, and she wants to know, is it okay for Congress and Rahul Gandhi to make Modi Adani as the #1 issue in the parliament? Are they distancing themselves from the needs of the common people they should be focused on? Yes or no?
Yes, in a way, because they should not make it a #1 priority. I mean, but this could be one of the subject of the many subjects they should discuss.
Okay.
And that's how opposition should serve the people.
All right. Nitin from Boston wants to know, on the other side, BJP is countering with George Soros' relationship with Sonia Gandhi. Is it a real issue or just counter noise?
I think it's a counter noise because there is no proof to it.
Okay. Sanjay from Louisiana wants to know, did Russia and Iran lose to Turkey in current plot in Syria? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so because Turkey also a very conservative Muslim country. The ruler is very, very conservative person, and they will go right. I mean, Iran will get the Turkey's help all the time because Iran sells 90% of the Turkey's oil to Turkey. So I think Turkey will remain with Iran probably.
All right. Rajesh from Atlanta is asking, was it opportunistic for Israel to grab the Syrian-controlled territory of Golan Heights?
I think so, but I think probably it's they have to protect their northern part of the Israel, and Golan Heights is geographically situated in such a way that it can overlooking the whole northern Israel. So it's very for safety of the northern Israel. I think what they did is a probably right move for them.
Okay. Tina from Chicago is asking, in cricket, Australia is known for sledging. In the last test match, Mohammad Siraj was fined for his actions and comments after he bowled out Travis Head. Should cricket be a gentle person's game, or should some level of passion and sentiment be allowed on the field?
I think it should be gentleman's game, because cricket started with like a gentleman's English game. It's not like American football or American baseball. It's not. It came from the very gentleman.
So
origin.
it should be a gentleman's game.
Right.
All right. And the last question, rapid fire, is from me to you. New Reserve Bank of India governor, that is Sanjay Malhotra, he's a career diplomat. So is it okay for diplomats to run like finance policy of a country like India?
Well, as long as he's a qualified, yes, I think so.
All right. Before you give out this week's message, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH. Please go ahead.
Dear friends, now we are again, I'm just repeating myself that we are approaching the holidays. Everyone is very busy in shopping and getting the gift for their friends, relatives, and loved one. So enjoy the next 2-3 weeks. Be happy, be merry, and get ready for New Year with a good resolution for yourself. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.